What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC. Today we're checking out the Grim Workshop monthly subscription for December 2024. If you're not familiar with this subscription, it costs $20 a month, and for that they send you USA-made survival, bushcraft, EDC type gear in the form factor of a credit card, dog tag, other small objects like that. Now, I always look forward to December the most because it's always the highest value month of the year by far. And this year is no exception. They definitely kept with that theme. But they also introduced a couple of holiday traditions. And one of those is they started including a holiday ornament a couple years ago. So that's where we're actually going to start this time. So for December 2024, this is our holiday ornament. You can see it has this kind of fancy hook up top. In our center, we have the Grim Workshop 2024, and then you get a micro-sized tool as well. And this year's micro-sized tool is the lock-picking tool. And so these aren't intended to be functional. These are purely decorative, but I think this actually would snap out and work on a very small lock. Obviously not going to be really effective on a normal size lock, but if you have a small enough lock, these might actually work. And so that's kind of a cool thing about this year's. Now, this is valued at $9.99. I don't believe you can actually buy these on the site. They just assign a value to them, but $9.99 on those. I also thought it'd be fun to take a look at previous years. So obviously these won't come in this month's subscription, but for those that didn't watch the videos, don't remember what came, thought it would be fun to take a look at those again. So for 2023, we have this card. You can see the hook itself wasn't quite as fancy, but our center card is maybe a little bit more fancy. It has that cutout Grim Workshop. So when you hang this on your tree, you can see the lights through it. That's kind of a nice touch. And then it has the candy canes on it as well. And for the micro tool in 2023, we got this micro-sized fishing kit. And so if you read the letter this month, it actually says that we got a micro-sized fishing card, but I believe they just copied and pasted from 2023 since that's exactly what it said in 2023, and they just forgot to update it to the lockpick card. Now for 2022, which is the last year I have, I think this was the first year that they did it because I was subscribed in 2021 and I don't recall getting an ornament, and obviously it was not with the other ornaments. So pretty sure this was the first one they ever did. So for 2022, we see a return of that fancier hook. We also have basically an identical center card with 2022 there. And for the survival card, we have, or for the micro size card, we have their survival card. And so this one's more of an all-purpose card. It's got the knife, the fishing hooks, the arrowheads, and even the sewing needles. Now, to drive home that point that it's not meant to be functional, the knife doesn't have an edge on it. The sewing needles don't have holes. The fishing hook don't have holes. And so you can't actually use these. The only one that you might possibly be able to use is that arrowhead, and that's not even fully cut out. So these are not intended to be removed. But back to 2024, again, we have the $9.99 valuation on that. We're going to look at the tip cards, and then there's actually one more holiday tradition that they started up, I believe, last year, so we'll look at that next. So for our tip cards this year, or this month, we have the reverse corded wrap. This is number 106, and this has instructionals on top, illustration on the bottom like we typically see. These are valued at $1.85. Nothing on the back of this one, and it does seem that they're going in sequential order with this new series. Previously, before they started the new series, we would just get kind of random ones, but it seems like if you're subscribed from whenever they started this new series, you will have the full set because they're going in sequential order. So up next we have number 107, of course, and that's dehydration number 2. So earlier in the series we saw dehydration number 1. This just has a little bit of additional information, extra information on dehydration, which is obviously something really good to know. I feel like these ones are ones that maybe you don't need to carry on you just need to memorize them, be able to identify these things and know how to address it. And so again, valued at $1.85, you always get 2 of them, so those are our 2 for December. Now the other holiday tradition I mentioned is a theme around the old Christmas story, A Christmas Carol. And so they do cards from past, present, and future, which is really cool. Typically we end up with 2 tools. This time we get 3 in December. So for our past tool, it seems like it's going to be a little bit different for everyone, and I think that was the case last year as well. But you're going to end up getting a discontinued tool, or maybe a tool that's been revamped and they no longer sell that version of it. And so the one I got is the Grim Multi-Wrench dog tag, and you can see it has a 1/4 inch bit driver over here, and then this slotted wrench that kind of ramps up in size all the way up to 1/2 inch. And so kind of a cool one, and these do come with a silencer as well as a keychain. ball chain. They didn't give me a necklace ball chain with this one. I'm not sure if other ones will or won't. And again, don't really know what those other tools are going to look like. They assign a value of $9.50 on this one. And I think this is actually a really cool dog tag. So I'm pretty happy with the one I ended up with. Now, up next, we have Present. And so for Present, this is one that they're currently selling in their store. Even if you're not subscribed, you can go pick this one up. And that's their Surf and Turf card, valued at $19.95. So this is a full-size credit card tool, and they have 2 fishing spears and 2 hunting spears, and so those both snap out of there. It does have the retention backing, so you can replace those on there. Obviously want to make sure to clean that up so you don't destroy that retention backing. Try not to get it dirty, but that retention backing works really well to restick the items. And it's not something that melts onto the back, which I've had from other off-brand cards. So it works really, really well. You also have this retention sticking system where you can stick it to your Altoids tin or really anywhere you want, so you have quicker, easier access to it instead of it being tucked away. And that one is valued at $19.95 once again. Last but not least, we have a future tool. So this tool isn't actually out yet, and so people that are subscribed to the subscription are getting full first access to it, and that's the Tick Remover Micro Tool. So we've definitely seen tick removers in other tools integrated as part of larger cards, especially on the full-size survival cards, but this is a brand new micro tool. You can attach these to a keychain. You can put them on a necklace as well, right next to those dog tags. It does come with this little clip to attach it to, and you can see it just has a tick tool, 2 different sizes, one on either side, and very, very helpful. I know when we've gone hiking, my dog's gotten them, and it can be a pain to remove without a tool, and so having a tool just makes everything so much easier. And this is valued at a value of $5.99. These micro tools are always the lower value. Sometimes you'll get 2 of them to make up for it, but in this case we have so many other extras. They just included the 1 tool. And another really great one, and I love that it's just kind of small, not on a full-size card, because now I can carry it without carrying the rest of those items if they don't make sense. So that's it for this one. That's about a value of like $49 or so. I didn't actually add it all up, but just in my head quickly, about $49 or so. You also get a coupon code typically. This time it is for 20% off site-wide. So usually those apply to specific tools. Now I'm not going to show the coupon because it only works for Grim Workshop members. And so let me know what you think of this one down in the comments. Really, really solid haul. I've been kind of contemplating whether I should continue this subscription. Of all the subscriptions I do, these are the ones that I really use the least. And that kind of makes sense because these are more break glass in case of emergency type tools that you have on you rather than replacements for the real things. And I typically carry a lot of the stuff that I'm going to need throughout the day, so I don't end up relying on these. But it's only $20 a month, so I will most likely continue it. But if you have suggestions for other subscriptions maybe I should check out in its place, I'd definitely be open to it. But a really solid month, not why I'm canceling. I just have so many of these at this point. I've been subscribed for over 3 years, and so have a ton of the cards, not getting a whole lot of new functionality. But thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, joining the channel as a member, or checking out some of my other videos. It all helps the channel out a ton. And as always, hope you have a great one. Take care.